Godzilla vs. Wolverine, Claws vs. Atomic Breath. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a clash of titans that crosses universes and defies all logic. Imagine a cityscape engulfed in chaos, thunderous roars shaking the buildings, flashes of razor-sharp claws slicing through the night. So, here's the million-dollar question. What happens when the king of monsters meets the ultimate mutant warrior? That's right. We're pitting Godzilla against Wolverine in an epic showdown of epic proportions. We'll break down their origins, powers, strengths, and weaknesses. Stick around as we analyze these legends and theorize who would come out on top in this legendary battle. Let's get into it. Godzilla, the king of monsters. First up, let's talk about the big guy, Godzilla. Born from the creative minds of Japanese filmmakers in 1954, Godzilla was originally a metaphor for nuclear destruction following World War II. Over the years, he's transformed from a fearsome villain to a sometimes hero, defending Earth from even greater threats. Godzilla is not just big, he's colossal. Towering over 300 feet tall and weighing in at tens of thousands of tons, he's a force of nature. With his rugged, reptilian skin, massive dorsal plates glowing with atomic energy, and that unmistakable silhouette, he's both terrifying and awe-inspiring. C. Powers and abilities. His signature move? The atomic breath. This isn't just fire, it's a concentrated beam of radioactive energy capable of melting steel and leveling cities. And he's not just tough, he can heal from injuries that would be fatal to any other creature. Bullets, missiles, even nukes, Godzilla shrugs them off like they're nothing. His skin is nearly impenetrable. Just when you think that's all, he unleashes the nuclear pulse, a devastating energy wave that emanates from his body, obliterating anything nearby. D. Notable feats. Godzilla has thrown down with the best of them, defeating monsters like King Ghidorah, the three-headed space dragon, and Mechagodzilla, his mechanical doppelganger. He's survived everything from volcanic eruptions to being frozen in ice. This guy just doesn't know when to quit. E. Weaknesses. Even titans have weaknesses. If he absorbs too much energy, he can become unstable, potentially leading to a meltdown. Also, the Oxygen Destroyer, a weapon that disintegrates oxygen atoms, was one of the few things that could take him down in the original films. Wolverine, the ultimate mutant. Now, let's switch gears to Wolverine. Born James Howlett in the late 1800s, he's one of Marvel's most iconic characters. His early life was fraught with tragedy, discovering his mutant abilities after a traumatic event. His claws and healing factor manifested, setting him on a path unlike any other. Later, he was subjected to the Weapon X program, where adamantium was bonded to his skeleton, enhancing his abilities and turning him into the ultimate fighting machine. At around 5 feet 3 inches, Wolverine isn't tall, but he's all muscle, a compact package of raw power. C. Powers and abilities. Wolverine's healing is off the charts. He can recover from wounds that would kill a normal person in seconds. His adamantium skeleton makes his bones virtually unbreakable, and his claws can cut through almost anything, even, possibly, Godzilla's hide. Hyper-keen senses and lightning-fast reflexes make him a formidable opponent in any situation. He's a master of multiple martial arts, with over a century of combat experience. He's been a soldier, spy, and samurai. D. Notable feats. He's survived nuclear explosions, being ripped in half, and even had his heart ripped out, only to keep on fighting. Wolverine has taken down foes like the Hulk, fought against armies, and stood up to cosmic beings. E. Weaknesses. His mind is susceptible to psychic attacks and manipulation, which have been exploited by enemies in the past. Theoretically, if his head were removed and kept away from his body, it could prevent his healing factor from working. Comparing titans. Strengths and weaknesses. Let's state the obvious, Godzilla's size is overwhelming. Wolverine is like an ant in comparison. It's a classic David versus Goliath scenario. Godzilla can crush buildings. Wolverine can lift a few hundred pounds more than the strongest human. B. Healing abilities. Godzilla's healing is impressive but slower, recovering from massive wounds over time. Wolverine heals almost instantly, allowing him to stay in the fight no matter how many hits he takes. C. Offensive capabilities. With a range of miles and destructive power to match, Godzilla's atomic breath could vaporize anything in its path. Up close, Wolverine's claws are deadly, able to cut through nearly any material, but he has to get in striking distance. Tactical approach. Godzilla relies on primal instincts, using his massive power without much strategy. Wolverine is a tactician, using stealth, strategy, and his environment to his advantage. Durability and defense. His scales act like armor, resistant to most forms of attack. Wolverine's unbreakable bones protect him from internal injuries that would kill others. The hypothetical battle. Imagine an abandoned city or remote island, somewhere they can let loose without holding back. Perhaps Godzilla emerges near a mutant research facility, and Wolverine is sent to investigate. Wolverine senses the ground shaking, looks up, and sees Godzilla towering above. Godzilla notices a tiny figure below. He'd use his agility to dodge attacks, climbing Godzilla to find a weak spot. Godzilla might try to stomp or swat at Wolverine or unleash his atomic breath. Wolverine's claws slash at Godzilla's skin, maybe causing minor wounds. Godzilla fires his atomic breath. Can Wolverine survive the blast? Both take damage but regenerate, ready for more. Wolverine could use the rubble to his advantage, hiding and planning his next move. Other mutants or kaiju could join, tipping the scales. The outcome. Who would win? Godzilla's sheer scale might make it impossible for Wolverine to cause fatal damage. His atomic breath could potentially vaporize Wolverine completely. Arguments for Wolverine. His claws might pierce Godzilla's defenses if he finds the right spot. Even being reduced to a skeleton might not stop Wolverine. Theoretical scenarios. If Wolverine could reach a vital organ, he might take Godzilla down from the inside. Godzilla could eventually incapacitate Wolverine, leaving him unable to continue. Most experts agree that logically, Godzilla would win due to physical limits. From a scientific standpoint, the energy Godzilla wields is beyond what Wolverine has faced. Fan perspectives and debates. Fans love Wolverine's never say die attitude. He's beaten larger foes before through cunning and perseverance. Godzilla fans point to his unmatched power and legacy. His track record speaks for itself, defeating threats that endanger the entire planet. Online polls are often split, sparking passionate debates. Forums are filled with detailed analyses from both sides. Cultural impact of the characters. Godzilla symbolizes the consequences of man's hubris and nature's fury. He's a global icon, influencing films, literature, and even environmental discussions. Wolverine represents the flawed hero, struggling with his past but striving to do good. He paved the way for more complex superhero narratives. Both have appeared in games, toys, and countless media adaptations. Their stories continue to engage fans new and old. So, we've dug deep into both Godzilla and Wolverine, their origins, abilities, and what might happen if they clashed. At its core, this debate is about the unstoppable force meeting the immovable object. While logic might lean towards Godzilla, there's something about Wolverine's tenacity that makes me think he'd find a way. But that's just me. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Do you agree? Disagree? Let's discuss. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram for more content and updates. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications. Stay tuned for more epic face-offs, maybe Batman vs Iron Man next.